hello fellow romance researchers. Welcome back to The Love Scientist, where love literally meets science. And today we're diving into the top 10 fighting triggers in marriage according to science. These aren't just guesses. These are proven patterns found in decades of relationship research. And if you recognize a few, don't worry. Awareness is the first step to change. All right, get your lab notebooks out. We're going to get right to it. Number 1, criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling, otherwise known as the 4 horsemen. Dr. John Gottman studied over 3,000 couples and identified 4 behaviors that predict divorce with over 90% accuracy. These are criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. Out of all 4, contempt is the biggest red flag. It signals disgust and superiority, which erodes connection fast. And anytime these 4 horsemen show their ugly head in a conflict, it is only going to trigger more conflict, according to science. All right, number 2, money conflicts. According to research published in Family Relationships, money arguments last longer, are more intense, and are harder to resolve than any other kind. Money represents more than just dollars. It symbolizes values, power, control, and even love, according to Due 2008 Family Relations. And more so, conflicts about money are often in the top 10 things that lead to a divorce. So if you can talk about money where everyone feels valued, not one person has power over the other, and everybody has a say, it brings about, according to science, even love. All right, number 3, escalating conflict over time. A study in the Journal of Family Psychology tracked couples over 16 years and found that increasing marital tension over time, especially reported by wives, was a strong predictor of divorce. Conflict doesn't always start big, but it grows if left unchecked, according to Birditt et al. 2017 Journal of Family Psychology. In every relationship, there needs to be moments of de-escalation of conflict. And many times, especially when you plug in the stonewalling and the contempt from number 1, what you're seeing that this conflict will often just grow and grow, and we don't talk about it. And then over time, it just gets worse and worse, and we continue to not talk about it. And this, according to science, is one of the number 1 predictors of a divorce. All right, number 4, unmet emotional needs. Dr. Sue Johnson, creator of emotionally focused therapy, found that couples argue most when their core emotional needs like security, affection, or validation aren't being met. It's not about the dishes. It's about, do I matter to you? Because when somebody's emotional needs aren't being met, they don't feel like they matter, according to science. And if they don't feel like they matter, after a while, this is going to be extremely toxic in your relationship. All right, number 5, unequal division of household labor. In a study from Pew Research Center, 56% of married couples said sharing chores is very important to a successful marriage. When one partner carries more of the load, resentment builds fast. This is especially true in dual income houses, according to Pew Research Center 2016. Because if you're both working all day and you come home and only one person is doing all the chores, this is a very unequal division of labor in that home. And it's not going to go unnoticed, and it's only going to build resentment, according to science. All right, number 6, parenting differences. A study in Family Process Journal found that parenting disagreements are a leading cause of marital conflict, especially when parents don't back each other up. One parent being the fun one, while the other is the disciplinarian. Classic recipe for resentment, according to Fenberg et al. 2009 Family Process. And these parenting differences are only going to cause division in your relationship. And if you look at divorced couples, often there's one who is the fun parent and there's one that's the disciplinarian, and that usually stems from their initial roles within the marriage. This is not a good thing. That is only going to cause damage to your relationship. It's incredibly important, according to science, that you get on the same page about parenting. All right, number 7, poor conflict resolution skills. Couples who avoid conflict or escalate it with yelling or sarcasm tend to report lower marital satisfaction, according to studies in the Journal of Marriage and Family. It's not whether you fight, it's how you fight that matters, because in all marriages, conflict is gonna arise, and there's nothing you can do about it. But the thing you can do, it according to science, is you can work on your conflict resolution skills. We all need to work on our conflict resolution skills. This is something that should be a constant. We should be forever learners of how to resolve conflict better, according to science. All right, number 8, desire discrepancy. Studies from the Journal of Sex Research shows that mismatched sexual desire is a major predictor of relational stress. It's not about frequency. It's about unmet expectations and feeling rejected or pressured, according to Mark 2012 Journal of Sex Research. Because whether you've been married for a week, a year, 10, 20 years, sex in a marriage should never become a thing where somebody has to ask for it and feel rejected if they don't get it, or somebody feels pressured for it. There should be a common communication about sex in the marriage. And Dr. John Gottman even includes an incredibly important time of conversation that you have to have, according to his research, about sex. It's very important that you have this conversation and continue to talk, not in the bedroom, but outside the bedroom, about sex in your relationship. All right, number 9, stress from outside the relationship. The vulnerability stress adaptation model, developed by Carney and Bradbury, shows that stress, like work pressure, illness, outside family issues, or finance, amplifies conflict, even in strong marriages. Basically, stress spills over, and stress outside the relationship is always going to bring stress inside the relationship if you bring it in, according to science. And finally, number 10, cultural and gender role clashes. Studies across different societies show that conflicting expectations about gender roles, culture, and identity often lead to long-term power struggles, especially in marriages where traditions clash or evolve quickly. These can become hotbeds for reoccurring tension, according to Cross-Cultural Research 2022. And like many of the other things that we've talked about, it's very important that you have conversations about this and that they be ongoing, and not dismissive, but ongoing. All right, here's your bonus tip: how to handle conflict like a scientist. Dr. John Gottman recommends the magic ratio. For every 1 negative interaction, you need 5 positive ones to maintain a healthy relationship. Conflict isn't the enemy. Unresolved toxic conflict is. Address it early, communicate clearly, and reconnect often. Now you know science says fighting is normal, but it's what you fight about and how you handle it that makes or breaks your bond. This video helped you. Please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you love or argue with. We put all of our scientific sources below. There's some great resources down there. And remember, don't go into love blind. Use science and data to help you be more successful in romance.